That said, if you put a bunch of people together, you get sort of the benefit of the aggregate, where you can say, like, if some people have dips, other people can make up for it. And this is kind of like the benefit of like our society, is that we can all work better as a team. We're greater than the sum of our parts, right? Hey, I'm Steve McGhee. I'm a reliability advocate at Google Cloud. I was an SRE for a long time, and now I help people build more reliable systems on the cloud.
Hi, I'm Kyle Campbell, founder of CTO.ai. We are a modern development platform that helps companies measure the software developer experience. Been an entrepreneur and a self-taught software engineer for a long time, and love to help developers build internal developer platforms. Should DORA metrics be used to measure individual productivity or performance?
No.
And why?
Oh, and why? So yeah, an individual contains multitudes, right? So like an individual can be having a bad week, a bad month, a bad year, frankly. And that doesn't define them as a person. The reason why we have teams, or one of the reasons why we have teams, is to allow for this. Is so when we want to talk about like the productivity of a thing, or like the performance of a thing, we try not to suggest that you measure individuals, because those individuals have a lot going on, right? And if you're going to, measure someone based on their productivity and you don't take into account their whole self, first of all, you might have a little problem with your HR department. So be careful. But also, like, it's not a sustainable business practice, right? You're going to burn through a lot of people, and you're going to honestly get a reputation and not really hire very good people later. So there's a reason why, all of these like newfangled fancy companies like treat their customers well. And it's not just because they're like genuinely nice people. Maybe they are also that, but it's like, it's actually better business to treat your treat your employees well, and to make sure that they're happy. And part of that is not, belittling or berating them or blaming them for having a human life and having, bad days and bad weeks. So that said, if you put a bunch of people together, you get sort of the benefit of the aggregate, where you can say, like, if some people have dips, other people can make up for it. And this is kind of like the benefit of like our society, is that we can all work better as a team. We're greater than the sum of our parts, right? So being able to measure that group is far more important than trying to measure individuals and trying to get some sort of valuable signal out of that, because it's too messy at that point.
Yeah, and when you measure a group, I think you also take account for all of the broader circumstance that we talked about earlier, right? The way teams work together, the way they communicate, the culture as a group of people. These are all such material factors in how we think about what we're trying to achieve in software. So it makes absolute sense to me that you would look at a broader point of view in this. Because number one, like you said, you don't want to isolate that individual and separate them for conditions that they have very little control over. And then two, you want to measure the aggregate of the conditions on top of the individuals as well. I completely agree with you on that.
If you want to learn more about DORA, check out dora.dev, and you can join our community as well. There's a URL, dora.community, which is an actual URL. You can type it into your browser, and where we meet up a couple times a month to talk about DORA and how they're adopted within communities and organizations. And then keep a lookout for Ask Dora. I call it Dora Bot, but we have an LLM that's trained on all of the DORA material for the past 10 years, and you can ask it any question you'd like to better understand all the material within the DORA reports over the years. And don't forget to check out the Accelerate book as well. It's 10 years old, and it still rings true.
If you're looking to advance your CI/CD practices and get DORA metrics automatically through that tool, check out CTO.ai. We will help you set up your CI/CD process to automatically collect and search and report on the DORA metrics that come out of your CI/CD practices. And then you can use those and compare them with the word of your team to understand how to continuously improve over time. I want to say a big thank you to Steve from DORA for joining us, and we'll see you soon.